We're going to ask the question, which kind of disc golf course is better? So welcome back to PoorBoy Disc Golf, and today we're going to be talking about courses, your general disc golf courses, and we're going to be asking the question, which kind of disc golf course is best? I put this on my YouTube community thing, and I got 24 people to vote on it, so that's pretty good for me. And the options were a par 3 for every hole, mixed par throughout the course, or a other type, you know. And 24 out of 24 votes went to the mixed par course. You know, and I think that's a great way to look at it. You know, one of my favorite courses is, several of my favorite courses that I played at were mixed pars. You know, they have their par 3 holes. They have a par 4. They even have some mandos or mondos, however you want to say it. They had one of the courses had a par 5 because it was extremely long hole, and it had a couple of mandos in it. You had to kind of throw to the right and throw to the left, and it was a great course. But we're going to ask the question, which kind of disc golf course is best? And I think it goes down to really, which kind of course do you like? If you're a beginner, you're going to love the 3 par on every hole course. You know, just because it's something you can get in there, you know what the par is going to be, so you can score pretty easily. You can actually learn how to score, you know, and you don't have to put as much effort on, this is a par 4, so I got to throw this massive, just a beast of a drive. And, you know, I think par 3s are there for that specific. Now, I've only seen par 3 courses only on the little 9-hole courses. Usually the 9-hole courses, now they kind of throw maybe a par 4 out there because of the difficulty of a hole or something like that. But most of the time it's a par 3 on every single hole. Now the bad thing about that is, the more you play disc golf, the more boring it gets. It gets really boring really fast. I've gotten to where I just hate going to those courses because it feels more like a grind, and it's just not as fun. So I try to do like, hey, this is going to be a par 4 hole because I'm going to go mando way out where it's not supposed to be. Or I'll play like a safari round where the basket's different from the tee pad, where I know at City Lake, the safari out there is hole 1 is actually hole 4's basket. So it's just a little bit longer, and it's a little bit harder shot because you got to go kind of around a tree a little bit. But yeah, par 3 courses are kind of, you know, for beginner friendly, and then a lot of places it's just for the 9-hole courses. But the mixed par, you know, the one that everybody voted on, that everybody likes, you know, I will agree, mixed par is the way to go. Give you a good example over at Springdale at JB's. There's par 3s, there's par 4s, and it is great. You know, you've got your open shots that are par 3s, and then a little bit harder, more wooded shots are par 4. And the longer hole is par 4. You know, it's really strung out. And I really like playing over at JB's whenever I can. It's a long course. It tires me out pretty fast, but I like to play it, especially during the winter when it's cool. But yeah, mixed pars are more challenging for a player, and it's best for players that are maybe wanting to go the route of being maybe win tourneys, you know, place, make money, make disc, whatever. Maybe your idea is to go pro one day. You know, the mixed par courses are the way to go. Also, like over in Fayetteville, they have North Shore, they have Waxhaw, or Waxhaws, I can't remember how they say it, but it's a muddy course during the rainy season. I've played over there for a couple of the Mud Madness tournaments, and it's been fun. You know, I love the mixed pars. It's the way to go. But let's talk about the other courses that really nobody even mentioned, and I'm kind of ashamed that no one mentioned them. I've played at a couple of these courses too. One of them being a par 2 every hole, which was a putting layout course, where it's within 100 to 150 feet. It's an approach shot. It's aceable hole on every single hole, and it's really fun. It's really fun. You can take just your putters, go out there and throw, and you know, you can do a lot of cool stuff. You know, it's great for if you want to work on your putt and approach. I've only seen one though, and it was kind of like a temporary setup. So it's only there for only certain tournaments. But, you know, it was fun. The other one is it was a course that I seen a buddy of mine play at, and it was really intriguing, so I did some more research. But what it is the course is a par 3-4. If it's an open field with no trees, it's a par 3. But if it's wooded, it's a little bit harder because they don't cut paths into the woods. It's natural deterrence. It's a natural woods, so everything's par 4 in the woods. And it was kind of really interesting. They only had like one par 5 in the whole course, and I think it was hole 9. And it was just this monster of a dog leg to the left, dog leg to the right, and then it was a straight shot to the hole. So a lot of mandos, and there was just no paths. You know, it was just straight wood. So you had trees just all over the place so you couldn't see. And I don't even know if that course is even still around. It might have got sold since then or plowed over, because, you know, that's what's happening a lot of the times. But yeah, I love talking about this. You know, a lot of people don't talk about what's the best course. You know, I think if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, go to those little park courses, the little 9-hole courses, play the 3 par onlys, and have fun with it. Get better. Start working on your shots and how everything works in your bag. But if you're a little bit past that beginner stage and you're wanting to get out there and start playing disc golf like it should be played, where you'll have to throw those monster drives, or you'll have to be very smart on your drive, and then your upshot's got to be your monster of a upshot, or your putt's going to be, you know, it's always going to be long because this is a par 4 and you always park it closer to the basket than you needed to be, so you're having to do a long putt, you know. And I just absolutely love the mixed pars. You know, I love when course designers take that into consideration, and they're like, hey, like hole 1 and 2 is going to be par 3, but then 4, 5 is going to be a par 4 and a 5, and then we're going to go from there. And they just go crazy with it, and they do really good jobs, the mandos and stuff. And I really like, because mixed pars is where you see the more creative out of it. And, you know, I really wish that they would make more putting courses, you know, to where, you know, there's just a stone out in the middle of the course, and that's the putting course, where every hole on that specific layout is a 2 par every hole course. And that way people could just go out and practice their putting and everything else. It'd be a good technical thing to do. I'd like to see more of those. I'd also like to see more of the courses that introduce like natural as man-made structures in the way. You know, I love like some that Eric McCabe's done, where he's put like the lawnmower out there with the basket sticking through it, and like the farm equipment out there and stuff like that. I absolutely love that concept. I wish more people would do stuff like that. Like, go take an old railroad, railroad engine or something, or train or something, and just stick it out right off to the side of the hole. You know, that way it's something you take a photo with and laugh about it and everything else. But yeah, which kind of disc golf course is best? You know, I got to give it to the mixed pars. The mixed pars wins it, hands down. And if you like this video, hit that like button down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, this is PoorBoy reminding you to play the sport and grow the sport that is disc golf. Thanks for watching.